Hi everyone, today we're going to present about Amplitude Shift Keying Modulator. Let me introduce us to you first. We are from Group 10 and hope you'll like our video. Before getting started, a very special thanks goes to our professor Dr. YOU. So, what is Amplitude Shift Keying Modulation? For this, first we have to know what is modulation. Modulation is the process of carrying desired data content within a signal through varying a carrier signal. ASK is a digital modulation scheme where the amplitude of the carrier wave is modulated according to the digital message signal. Binary data is represented in the form of variations in amplitude. In this mechanism, both frequency and phase remain constant while only the amplitude is affected. The carrier generator produces a continuous high-frequency carrier. The binary sequence from the message signal makes the unipolar input to be either high or low. The high signal causes the switch to close, allowing a carrier wave. The output produced is the carrier signal at high input. During low input, the switch is open and no voltage can appear anymore, so the output becomes low. In 1895, modulation of discrete data onto an electromagnetic wave carrier was first shown by Guglielmo Marconi. His experiments led to the development of the wireless telegraph, and he is famously credited as the inventor of wireless telecommunication. The technique that Marconi used was on and off keying, through which discrete data modulated a carrier signal. This was one form of analog amplitude modulation, where a specific amplitude was used to represent a period of on and zero amplitude to represent off.
Digital modulation, which is a very popular concept in the communication system, has many types, which includes the amplitude shift keying. Amplitude shift keying receives an input signal of digital type, which is preferred from analog signal as it has very less error and noise compared to it. The input toggles between high and low. Amplitude shift keying requires two input signals. The first input is a binary sequence signal and the second input is a carrier signal. Here the most important point we need to always consider is the second input, which is that the carrier signal has more amplitude than the input binary sequence signal.
There are many things around us working on the principle of amplitude shift keying. We would like to show here one of those applications, which is touchscreen-based home automation. The home automation system is nothing but a term used to describe the working of all household appliances. Centralized control of lighting equipment, air conditioning and heating, audio-video systems, security systems, kitchen appliances, and all other equipment used in home systems is possible with this system. Touchscreen-based home automation system is one of the wireless home automation systems which uses wireless technologies, like RF transmitter, RF receiver, to achieve remote operation. At the controlling side, a touch screen allows any user to send the command signals to operate the loads. These signals are transferred to the microcontroller, and according to the program written, it sends the command signals to the encoder circuit. An encoder converts this data into binary format or digital format, and then transfers that to an RF transmitter. From there the data will be added to a carrier signal using a multiplier that working by the principle of amplitude shift keying to generate the transmission signal. The amplitude shift keying in RF transmitter using the switching method, which is simply turns on and off a carrier wave of the constant frequency with respect to the binary input state 1 and 0. By that the transmitted signal will be generated and will be transmitted wirelessly through the RF antenna to be received by the RF receiver, which is in the home equipment.
In the way of the demodulation process, the carrier signal which we are using at the receiver stage is in the same phase with the carrier signal which we are using at the transmitter stage. There are two demodulation techniques, coherent and non-coherent demodulation. For our application at the receiver side, the RF receiver receives the information sent by the transmitter section, and then decodes and transfers that to the microcontroller. Therefore, the microcontroller sends the command signals to an opto isolator, which triggers the triacs. All the light loads are controlled by the triacs, as switches, These are enabled only after triggering their gates.
Modulation systems. So there are three factors that influence the choice of digital modulation system. One is bandwidth efficiency, the second one is error performance, the third one is equipment complexity. So the bandwidth efficiency is the number of bits per second that can be transmitted per hertz of channel bandwidth. For the error performance, the probability of making a bit error at the receiver as a function of the signal to noise ratio. The third one is the equipment complexity, which effectively corresponds to the cost of the system. Okay, this is the comparison between the different types of signaling method. Now you can see the type, the minimum bandwidth, the error performance. Okay, so the baseband signaling, unipolar and polar, and bandpass signaling, OOK, PSK, FSK, DPSK, QPSK, MSK. Okay, you can see everything over here, the error performance and the minimum bandwidth. So the factors that also influence the choice of modulation: degree of channel linearity, channel delay distortion, channel fading, tolerance to interfering signals, tolerance to the intersymbol interference. Thank you.
I will be explaining the risk of home automation system. The primary concern of this system is security. As the system is connected to mobile network or Wi-Fi, a burglar or criminal can easily break in your door by hacking the system. So your property or you isn't safe. Either you can be kidnapped, or the criminal can do harm to you, or your property can be damaged or stolen. So that's our main problem here. The next security risk is the privacy. As this system is connected to wireless system or internet, so a skilled hacker can easily hack the system. So he can easily see what you are doing, your personal stuff, by accessing your CC camera. He can see the live update of what you are doing. So, and by hacking your mobile devices or laptop, he can gain access of your account number, credit card number, and that can be sold in internet. Internet, I mean dark web. So at first I'm gonna talk about implementation. With the invention of big data, IoT and 5G, we can surely say that the future of home automation system is very bright. So like I said before, security is a major flaw of home automation system. So with the help of AI and facial recognition system, we can increase the security. So only you and your friend circle can enter your house. Next is the improve the life of the disabled people. With the implementation of AI and new mobility system, the life of the disabled people will surely be bright, because they won't suffer, they won't have to do anything by themselves. The AI and home security system will do that, and for that, and if something goes wrong, then help can be called by the AI system. Next is resource saving. Although this system is costly, but it can be very useful for saving our resources like electricity or gas, because resources limited. So if we can save the resource, we can save our planet. So I think this is the big point here, and this is the data. As you can see, the use of home automation system will expand, and as it is expanding now. So that's all for our presentation.